Hey, my name is Gary and welcome back to Metalwork Monday. On this week's video, I'm going to give you a couple of my very best welding tips. We're going to do a little project and some TIG welding, and we're going to do an in-depth look at some welding lenses that Mike from Clarity Lenses sent me to check out. Alright, so this is a little look at the project that we're going to do this week. Greg Porter from Greg's Garage hooked me up with some tooling that he had access to. And it came with a lot of 40 taper or Cat 40 tooling which can be used in my Cincinnati milling machine, and it also came with this 40 taper tooling holder, and I want to get this mounted up on the wall to get things organized. And this holder was meant to sit flat on a table like this, and I want to tilt it and be able to mount it on the wall up a little higher and have it tilted so that I can get good access to it. So we're going to modify this, put some mounting holes in it so that we can bolt it to the wall and be able to put a tilt on it to get it at the correct angle. Okay, so you see we got this clamp down. We're going to cut these angles off here. Just going to zip them off with an angle grinder just because it's quick and easy. But I want to take a quick second to mention Reed Eichner, or Eichner. I don't know the exact pronunciation. Sorry about that, Reed. Reed has been watching and commenting on the videos for quite a while now. I don't know how long, but quite a while. And you know, he's really just a helpful guy. You know, he's all of his comments are always positive and supportive, and I'm sure sometimes he probably has corrective criticism that he could offer, but you know, he chooses just to always be supportive and leave a very encouraging comment. And he sent me a message the other day and said he was picking up some of these clamps and decided to get a couple of extra and send them to me just in appreciation for the videos. So Reed, as you can see, we're putting these to work. You guys know that we've got this style inserter clamp. You know, like you can see that is already a problem right there where that's too tall to fit. Sometimes you need a longer reach. I think these only have a 4-inch reach. These are 6 1/8. And then the quick adjustability of the vice grip style clamp, so that if you, because like in a second, you know, you'll see me flip this over to cut the other side. You know, it'd be really quick and easy to pop them back in there and then zip the other side rather than, you know, having to twirl and untwirl and position those. So Reed, thanks again. Appreciate it. Alright, so the first thing we're going to be doing here, I'm going to bend up some round bar to make a little bracket to mount that holder to the wall with. And one of the things I haven't done yet is to make a bar, you know, a longer leverage bar for the bender that I made. So I'm just going to make this up now. This is some black plumbing pipe that I just took off the finish, and a piece of DOM tubing that'll slip over the end of that. So I'm going to give you my first tip now, and this goes for MIG and TIG. I'm going to TIG weld this, but this tip goes for both of them. You know, and I'm giving you these tips from the perspective of I'm not an experienced welder, and I think sometimes, you know, expert welders may skip over things that they just assume and don't always emphasize. But you know, being a fairly new welder and then also having a couple of new guys in the shop and trying to show them how to weld, I'm giving you these tips from that perspective. So the first thing that I cannot emphasize enough is on this first tip is to get close. So the tungsten electrode coming out of the TIG torch, you really want to get that in there as close as you can, almost touching it. In fact, I would prefer you err on the side of getting as close as you can and risk, dipping the rod in or dipping the electrode in the puddle, than to stay too far back. And it's something that you need to be able to see what you're doing, and then be consistent with it. So you want to get the tip of that electrode in there as close as you can, allowing just enough room for the puddle to swell as you add rod, and then really keep it consistent in there as much as you can. That's what I try to work on. I don't always do it. Again, same thing with MIG welding. With MIG welding, it's a little different. You can actually hear the sound of the welder, as you're welding. If you get a little too far away, it's going to want to spot, pop and spatter, and then when you get in there close, you'll hear that, that classic bacon frying sound, and that's what you're looking for. So for this first weld, I'm going to give you an arc shot, and by the way, this is the camera setup I'm using here. It's a Nikon D5500 DSLR and a little rig up that I came up with on the camera rig to be able to put the lens in front of it. It's not going to be welding tips and tricks level quality arc shot, but it'll hopefully do. So Mike sent us a gold glass lens, to go on the front, the reflective gold lens. And then behind that, we're going to sandwich in the extreme blue is going to be the first one up. And you can go take a look at the website. I'm going to put some links in here on, and he kind of talks about the benefits of the extreme blue, and blocking out some of the colors that are harmful and that can fatigue your eyes and that kind of thing. So we'll give you a look at what it's going to look like as I weld this up. All right, so our first attempt at the cool blue, we didn't get a good arc shot on it. It came out kind of blurry. So we're getting ready to bend up this rod, and we want to bend two rods and make them identical. So we're just kind of welding the ends of them up to make them hold them together. So we'll see what this cool blue looks like. I'm sorry, let me repeat that. This is the extreme blue. So again, we've tried extreme blue twice, and first time we got blurry arc shots, we were out of focus. So we should be able to get this looking good this time. All right, so we got the angle cut on it, and the problem with it, just pretend like this is the wall, and if you dropped a tool holder in here, it's too close to the wall, so it's going to hit. So I need to space that out a little bit, and you saw me using the bender there to bend up some round bar, and I've made these guys that are going to space it off the wall on either side. Like that. And then we need to put some holes in it. We're going to use some 1/4 inch self-tapping screws, number 14s, I guess they are. And So we'll use our hydraulic hole punch here to punch some 1/4 inch holes. Actually, I think they punch out to like 270 thousandths, so it's a clearance for a 1/4 inch hole. So, all right, I'm gonna zoom you close in, and we'll punch these holes out real quick. All right, so far we've got everything mocked up, and some of you are probably thinking, you know, why did you do it this way? Man, there's 1,000 different ways you could have made these brackets and all. I just chose to do it this way because I wanted to bend up some round bar, and it had those ribs in the R panels, you know, the paneling there, and I needed to allow for that in some way. So it's all tacked up, and we need to go back and weld this up, and I'm going to give you my second and final welding tip, and this is the, by far, very best welding tip I can give you. And I don't really hear that many people, Jody from Welding Tips and Tricks, I've watched all his videos, he's awesome. I can't remember him ever showing this. So I've had at least 2 people, maybe 3 or 4 people come here, do a little bit of work. They want to learn how to weld, and one of the first things I ask them is, can you see good up close? Do you wear contacts? Do you wear glasses? Oh, no, my vision is perfect up close. And so I hand them a pair of glasses, you know, and these are all reading glasses, and there's not one pair of these, excluding these 4 pair, not one of them costs more than $7, and you can get them at Walmart, and you can get them in different strengths. These are safety glasses that are plus 0.5 or plus 1.5. So I had them a pair of these and let them weld with it, and they're like, oh my gosh, I can actually see. The problem with it is the erosion of your close-up vision happens so slowly over time, you don't even realize it's happening. You know, you really don't know what you're missing until you put some on, and then it's like somebody turned a light on, somebody illuminated the situation. So I can't stress enough, if you've never tried it, if you've never had your vision checked, go to Walmart, get a pair of +1s. You know, there's a whole rack of them there, and see if it makes a difference in your welding. So, all right. So far, you've seen us use the extreme blue. We showed you the arc shots on that. Next, I'm going to show you the cool blue, and I'm going to weld this middle section up with the cool blue. And then lastly, to finish this thing up, I'll weld these two outer edges with the magenta one. All right, so here we go. All right, well, that's another Metalwork Monday in the books. I'd like to give a shout out and a thanks to Greg Porter for hooking me up with the tooling, and also Reed for the vice grip and clamps that go with the welding table. Appreciate that. And then also Mike at Clarity Lenses for sending the lenses in for us to check out and take the arc shots of, and hopefully, Mike, that helps you out there. So yeah, that's another Metalwork Monday finished up. We'll see you again next week. Thank you.